Anyone gonna figure, you know?
I doubt it.
Okay.
I just want to say welcome to everyone. Thanks for coming. I'm up here in place of George Theobald, one of our friends who's passed away. I just wanted to, I feel like I'm taking his place. But I was talking to Alice Cole, and he just said, Mitch, one thing about George, that every time they spoke on the phone, he would always talk about high school, how he missed it, and how he'd hope a night like tonight, everybody would rekindle relationships and enjoy the evening. So in George's memory, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And
Here.
also, before you leave, just make sure you see the tables with all the stuff that Mary Ann has put out.
Oh, she's done it.
And the two people that really spearheaded this are Mary Ann and Eileen Kelly. There's other people who were involved, and they'll be mentioned as the night goes on. But, you know, again, I'd just like to thank you all for coming here, and I do look very good in this.
Tight on. Make sure to let everybody know.
My daughter bought a house we used to live in, and all the crap was in the attic. She's up throwing out your varsity jacket. I thought, there's no way it was going to happen. Rip, oh, look, I got my belt on straight. Remember when Rip said we had it on the side? But anyway, I hope I'm not forgetting anything, but there's several people who'll be mentioned in a little while that really have done a lot of stuff, you know. Name tags, all the other good stuff, the wines and everything. But Mary Ann will get to that when she comes up. Gary's got a few words he'd like to say before we go on and have dinner. That's you. Gary had 2 drinks, so we're in trouble.
It's my worst fear that I would speak after the open bar.
Louder.
Louder?
You might have to come up here. Which is better, here or the microphone?
All right, welcome to the North Arlington High School, class of 1963. 50th As you look around the room at your classmates, you're probably wondering why it is that you feel younger than everybody else looks. Getting old is tough. It's pretty scary when you start making the same sounds as your coffee maker. So that one didn't fly. But they can't.
They'll get better.
Yeah, they'll get better.
You might be wondering how I got this job. You're not the only one. I wasn't a class officer for the senior class. I wasn't a student council member. But I don't want to brag. I was the varsity club secretary. I only got involved in this last fall when Paul made me go on some of those trips down to Mary Ann's house for the reunion. And it was a good thing for Paul because Paul's not the best driver I ever saw. Before I started going on trips with him, he would go down by himself. And I remember one trip, he's driving down the parkway, and he gets a call from his wife, Eileen. And Eileen says, Paul, she says, I just heard on the news, there's some guy driving down the parkway the wrong way. So Paul says, one guy? Shit, there's hundreds of them. Sorry, Paul. But seriously, we're here tonight so that we can connect with some old friends, make connections with new friends, and for a few hours at least, relive our youth a little bit. Some of the things I have fond memories of from North Arlington, I lived over in the Garden Apartments by the Ridge Road and Belleville Turnpike. I always remember trips to the Lincoln Theater. That was always fun. I don't know if you guys remember dancing lessons with Mrs. Opdyke.
Right, Carol?
I think Paul had a little crush on her. As we got older, the Route 3 drive-in was fun. Fries with gravy at Egan's, now with CBS. Drag racing on Route 21, Rich, you might remember that. And I remember going at lunch, we'd run over to Eddie's for lunch, 25-minute lunch, whatever they gave us, and we'd come back with those walk-away Sundays. I have fond memories of those things. trips to Rudd's Hut. And my all-time favorite spot, I don't know if you guys all remember this. I walk home from North Arlington High School down Ridge Road, and just across from Queen of Peace, a little towards Kearney, was a Phil's Luncheonette. Filthy Phil, right. Why I would stop for ice cream or something from a guy named Filthy Phil, I don't know. We always enjoyed it. He had like a deformed hand, and he would stick the ice cream cone in like a spot in the hand, and it was pretty gross. Anyway. Now that I'm a little older, I live in one of those active adult communities. Active if you like to race wheelchairs, but I noticed living there that some of the expressions we grew up with have now taken on a slightly different meaning. For example, getting a little action now means that you didn't have to take a laxative. And a couple of the guys at the place were talking about pulling an all-nighter. So I thought they were taking college courses. No, that just meant they didn't have to get up to pee that night. And I know this is a big night for us all, and I know some of you guys are saying to yourself, well, maybe I'm going to get lucky tonight. Well, for you guys, getting lucky means you'll be able to find your car when you leave the hotel. The reunion committee thought it would be a good idea to play some games tonight, some of the games we grew up with and were very fond of. But we had to make a few alterations in those games. For example, we're going to play Spin the Bottle of My Lantern. Then we have musical recliners, Sag, You're It, Hide and Go Pee, Kick the Bucket, Pin the Toupee on the Bald Guy, and my all-time favorite,